Joshua Jackson became famous in 1992 with the Mighty Ducks and later skyrocketed to stardom as Pacey Witter in Dawsons Creek. Since then, he's been a familiar face on TV, starring in shows like The Affair, Little Fires Everywhere, and When They See Us. Despite growing up in the public eye, Jackson keeps his personal life private. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Joshua Jackson. He got kicked out of multiple high schools. In a 2018 interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Joshua Jackson talked about his struggles in school and how late-night TV played a part in his expulsion. He explained that he was kicked out of high school twice. The first time was for missing classes to work on the Mighty Ducks, which his art school didn't support. The second time, Jackson said he missed too many classes because he stayed up late watching the Jon Stewart show. He said, so he's getting rebroadcast, but I don't know why. They put it on at 1:30. So I would stay up every night to watch the 1:30 show, which kept me up until 2:30, which meant that clearly I wasn't going to make my first class, and so I just didn't. Eventually, he missed so many classes that he got expelled. He was initially considered for the lead role in Dawsons Creek. When Dawsons Creek creator Kevin Williamson was casting for the show, he initially considered Joshua Jackson for the lead role of Dawson Leary. However, Williamson thought Jackson was too good-looking for the part and instead cast him as Dawson's witty best friend, Pacey Witter. This role cemented Jackson's path to stardom. He had to study up on surgeries and surgical tools for Dr. Death. In the 2021 series Dr. Death, Joshua Jackson played Christopher Dunch, a real-life neurosurgeon who seriously injured many patients and caused 2 deaths. To prepare for the role, he went to hospitals and watched actual spine surgeries. He also had training from a medical expert on how to fake his way through the surgical scenes in the show. He blew a disc in his spine from Dr. Death stress. Portraying such a villainous character in Dr. Death was challenging for Jackson, and the stress affected his health. In an interview, he revealed that after filming Dr. Death, a disc in his back exploded, leaving him unable to walk for 6 weeks. He also gained 30 pounds for the role, which added to the strain on his body. He once dyed his hair in protest of a TV network. On Dawsons Creek, Joshua Jackson had to follow the rules of being a teen star, including not changing his appearance between seasons. However, he rebelled by dyeing his hair bright red, even though the network wanted control over how the cast looked. He told Esquire magazine, "I had dyed my hair, sort of in protest, because it was annoying how much the WB always wanted to be on top of our follicles." He later joked that it ended up looking more like a blonde grapefruit. He wrote a comic book. Even though Joshua Jackson's film career didn't take off as many expected, his TV career got a big boost in 2008 when he starred in the sci-fi show Fringe. He played Peter Bishop, a smart but shady guy whose father, a mad scientist, helps the FBI with strange cases. During a break between Fringe seasons, he also tried something new. He wrote a comic book for DC called Beyond the Fringe. His creative story hinted that he might have a future as a writer, exploring wild ideas like alternate dimensions and battling evil versions of loved ones, much like the themes of Fringe. He learned sign language for a role on Broadway. In the 2018 Broadway revival of Children of a Lesser God, Joshua Jackson played James Leeds, a speech teacher who falls in love with a deaf student. His role required him to learn sign language. He explained that he learned Signed English, which is a direct translation of English into signs, while ASL, American Sign Language, is the language deaf people use to communicate with each other, and it's more complex. Even though he learned sign language for the role, Jackson admitted to making mistakes during performances. He told Stephen Colbert on The Late Show, "So, I'm in the middle of a scene with Lauren Ridloff, and I was supposed to say the line, 'Yesterday, I had a lousy visit with your mother.' But what I said was, 'Yesterday, I had a lousy with your mother.'" Despite this error, his performance received positive reviews, and he was nominated for a 2018 Drama League Award for Distinguished Performance. He created a mock convention. Joshua Jackson is known for being down-to-earth and having a great sense of humor. He fully embraces his famous role as Pacey Witter from Dawsons Creek and enjoys his fans' love for the character. In 2010, while promoting Fringe at San Diego Comic-Con, Jackson took his Pacey love to the next level by creating PaceyCon, a mock convention celebrating his character. He walked around in Pacey clothes, carrying a banner and a bullhorn, even reading his own Pacey fan fiction. It was all part of a hilarious skit for Funny or Die, which became a fan favorite. He was arrested in 2002. Joshua Jackson has kept a relatively low profile in his personal life, even though he had a minor legal issue in 2002. During some downtime from Dawsons Creek, he attended a hockey game in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he got drunk and ended up in a scuffle with a security guard. Jackson, a big fan of the Vancouver Canucks, was arrested for assault but didn't have to serve jail time. Instead, he was released on a $1,000 bond and had to complete 24 hours of community service. He has talked about dealing with impostor syndrome. Joshua Jackson's fast success on Dawsons Creek made him struggle to handle his new life. In an April 2023 interview, he admitted he felt like an imposter in his 20s because he made more money from Dawsons Creek than his friends' parents did in a year. He felt he didn't deserve that much money or the responsibility of being a role model. The best career advice he received was to go away for a while, to avoid being consumed by the entertainment industry. Now, he is happy building a life and feeling more content in his current stage of life.